Well, again, welcome everyone to our 191 Virtual Academy Open House. We'll go ahead and get started at this time. We're glad to have you here this evening to be able to share some information with you. And here's our agenda for the meeting. We'll do an overview of our 191 VA. We'll share some elementary information, middle school information, high school information, and then we'll have that opportunity for questions at the end. So we'll do our general overview of Virtual Academy.
Hi, this Virtual Academy is our newest school in our school district for District 191. It's a permanent long-term school in the district that exists virtually instead of inside of a physical building. It's open to all students in grades K through 12 in our district, as well as across the state of Minnesota. Our curriculum is designed and taught by the 191 staff and is up to date with the state and district standards. Teaching and learning happens 100% virtually. Synchronous, which is our live sessions online, and asynchronous, which is offered at their own pacing throughout our learning management systems. K through 3 uses Seesaw, and our grades 4 through 12 use Schoology. This is not intended or designed as a response to COVID, but more as a projection of needs for students to be online. This is designed as a long-term option for students in the state of Minnesota who learn better through this virtual model. COVID-19 simply helped us prepare and ready us for this teaching opportunity and this teaching model. It is clear that it is a better way for some students to learn, and we want to provide more options for students to have learning that that better suits them. Our teachers have done an amazing job at adapting the curriculum to be ready to work on this model over the last 13 months. This is an opportunity to provide our Pathways model and a fantastic curriculum to students across the state.
Hi, everybody. So the timeline for our enrollment and Virtual Academy is May through August. The enrollment continues based on the space available for students, and enrollment is open until then unless we reach our cap. So if you're interested, I would register as soon as you can. We'll use a wait list if we reach capacity at any grade level, and then spaces will open up as we get more students enrolled. And then in August and September, there'll be a Virtual Academy open house for next year. And September, school begins. The day after Labor Day, it will begin. And Virtual Academy is a great option for students who enjoy interacting with others, work well independently, want more choice in the pacing of the class, students who can create a personalized school and study environment at home, and students who just need more flexibility in their instruction schedule. So it's really good for students and families who are looking for more flexibility, and students who like to work independently and enjoy learning on their computer.
What does success look like? What does a successful student look like? Basically, it just greatly depends on the commitment to the program and families. So just making sure that the students are engaged in their schoolwork. They're very motivated as students, very motivated, self-disciplined. They enjoy school more than likely, so then they like to get up and get engaged, get their computers open. The K through 8 students have synchronous learning, so they're ready for their classes in the morning. The high school student looks a little different because it's asynchronous, and they get to make their own schedule, so they have to be really self-disciplined. persistent. They need to be able to problem solve, be able to, let's say, if like they have computer issues and tech issues, how do they work around those, be problem solvers, effective communicators, making sure they can reach out to their teachers, do Google Meets if they need to, like high school students anyway, and also checking their email and communicating back and forth. And really, really important is good time management, you know, being able to schedule their day accordingly to make sure they get their work done. And parents play a huge role in online school too, I think at all levels really, because they really need to help partner with the teacher in making sure the student's success, setting up that workspace at home so that the student can be successful and they have that place that's for them to get their work done. Also helping the student become that effective communicator, right? That just doesn't happen on their own. So encouraging them, hey, this morning, we're gonna check our email. We're gonna see if your teacher sent anything. What are our new assignments that are done? Really helping them learn those time management, communication skills, things that a student needs all throughout their life. And most importantly for those K through 8 students is making sure your student signs on every morning for their synchronous learning. So supporting students at the different levels also looks a little bit different for K-12. I believe in elementary it's called homeroom, and in middle school and high school it's called advisory. In middle school, the advisory is synchronous, so the students will meet with their advisor, I think daily. Angie probably could clarify that for me, but I'm pretty sure it's daily they have advisory. And then at the high school, we have it once a week. And next year, even though it's asynchronous, next year we'll have advisors that will have office time during that scheduled time and be able to meet with students. We also have tons of supports at school for students, and students, even though they're virtual, still have access to all those supports. So as their school counselor at the high school and at the middle school, we still are available to them and we can meet with them virtually. We can schedule appointments for them to come in if they want to come in when there's no students at the school, whatever works best for them. Social workers, we have social workers at all levels, K through 12, and the social worker definitely would be able to work with the students as well. Cultural liaisons, we have great supports throughout our school. Special education services, if your student has an IEP, we'll definitely get those needs met, as well as if they're English language learners. We also really encourage students to be active in activities, clubs, sports, events, and clubs. I know we have a few students at the high school anyway that come for sporting events at the school. Some of them come just for like band class, some come participate in the musical and different plays. So it's really important, I think, that they get to still have that social interaction. It might just look a little different, but it's a great thing to be involved at the school as well.
So as a virtual school, students will need to be able to use virtual tools, books, and other resources to be successful. So as a virtual academy, we provide those tools for the students. We provide devices for them. We provide support with the internet connection if you need that. And we provide physical materials. As a K through 5 student, there will be a few pickups throughout the year, or there may be a few pickups throughout the year just to get some other materials that you might need to, just because of the nature of K through 5 learning. And Burnsville School District's 191 has a commitment to equity and culturally proficient school systems. So just like all of 191, the Virtual Academy does also. We're committed to equitably serving all our students and becoming a culturally proficient school. Cultural proficiency is about educating all students to high levels through knowing, valuing, and using students' cultural backgrounds, languages, and learning styles as assets within the context of our teaching.
And that cultural proficiency has been seen in our curriculum. We're very proud of the fact that our virtual academy curriculum lines up really well with our physical buildings. In recent years, all the curriculum in the district has gone through a process of evaluation for its cultural proficiency. And like I said, the curriculum used in our virtual academy is no different. Our teachers will continue to work on teams with teachers who teach in our physical buildings to make sure that our curriculum meets the needs and reflects all of our students. The Virtual Academy is a rigorous experience for our students. It aligns with the curriculum. It's not a reflection of the pared down curriculum that was needed during the pandemic, especially in 2019 and 2020. We're back to what we call our regular and full curriculum. In 191, we're very proud of our Pathways programs that we have. Our Pathways extend all the way down to elementary school. The purpose of the Pathways is to help students see the different opportunities that they will have after they graduate from high school. And we're very proud to offer students valuable age-appropriate experiences. At the high school last year, when building our course catalog beyond the required courses, we decided to start with a focus on the arts, global communication, and IT pathway. And we are very excited about continuing to offer more and more classes from that pathway and eventually extend to other pathways as well.
Well, thank you all for that introduction. Now we'll share a little bit about Virtual Academy in the elementary school.
Elementary expectations are different than secondary and vary based on your child's kindergarten through 5th grade level. Your child will experience live learning online each day with your child's teacher for a minimum of 120 minutes. That's what we call synchronous instruction. Each day, your child will also engage in independent learning activities, such as reading independently or completing activities that support that classroom learning. That's what we call independent learning. Asynchronous instruction includes videos and other activities that also help support classroom instruction. In the Virtual Academy Elementary School, student experiences will include morning meeting, literacy, math, science, social studies, something that we call WIN or What I Need small groups, independent time for reading, math practice, special projects, and specialists, teacher office hours, and new this year, field trip opportunities. Off to the right in the blue is a sample schedule. So it's just an example. Actual schedules are subject to change based on the learning needs of students as well as our school schedules for next year. So as an example, each day your child might have a 30-minute morning meeting from 9 to 9:30, followed by an hour of whole group literacy instruction, independent work in small groups, as well as a lunch break in there. Then they'll move into about an hour of whole group math instruction. And then for the remainder of the day, independent work or small groups, sometimes one-on-one time with the teacher. Every student gets to participate in a small group for reading or math. And students who receive English as a second language or special education services may receive additional small groups depending on their need. And just as a reminder, this is a sample schedule and it is subject to change, just to give you an idea of what our school day looks like. And we've also made a few adjustments for our upcoming year based on some of our learning from this past year. So we have made adjustments to things like well, we're still continuing to provide all of that live instruction, just as Ashley was saying, in a variety of different subjects, as well as that morning meeting. We'll continue with our small group instruction for both the math and reading, as well as for our students that need additional services in special education, English learning, or more advanced reading. We will also provide advanced learning specialists with a connection to our Vista View Elementary partner school this next year. This coming year, we're excited to offer additional field trip opportunities, both virtually as well as in person. And we're creating family activities for families to participate in throughout our school year. We're adding additional pickup times for materials so that students can have more hands-on art, academic, and other fun activities. We utilize a variety of platforms to educate our students, but mostly we rely on our district curriculum as we have adapted this curriculum to fit our virtual academy classrooms. Minnesota state standards will be taught and assessed in all grade levels and content areas. Our current 191 elementary curricula will be used to teach these standards. Our online tools such as iExcel, Pear Deck, MyOnReader, and many more will be used to support our student learning. There are expectations for elementary student guardians to help support their student. Here are a few. As a parent, you will assist your child in creating a suitable work environment and daily school schedule. You will check the daily schedule, incoming messages, and emails daily. In our kindergarten through third grade classrooms, we use Seesaw for our learning platform, and in fourth and fifth grade, we use Schoology. You will help your child be able to participate in all of our scheduled synchronous lessons daily. And you will communicate with the school about attendance and updates to contact information. You will check the work progress completion of your child on a regular basis and be willing to provide support to facilitate your child's active participation in their learning. In addition, we do have cultural liaisons that are available for parent support, as well as a school social worker that is available to assist families and students.
We have personalized learning support set up for the students in our virtual academy. So if your child or student has an IEP, they'll receive those special education services provided as written in their IEP. And English learners will have direct language services in small groups as well. Something else is a learning coach, and that is a designated staff member who will meet with each student one-on-one, 1 to 2 times per month. And the purpose of the learning coach is to help students stay on task, complete assignments, and monitor overall progress in the online program. This support will target social emotional well-being, academic support, and overall success in the online learning environment. And the coach will also communicate regularly with families regarding student progress, in addition to the student's teacher.
Okay, thank you all for that information on Virtual Academy in the elementary. We'll switch gears and share a little bit about Virtual Academy in the middle school. So just like elementary, there are 3 types of learning each day in the middle school student experience. There's the synchronous instruction, at least 120 minutes a day, and students will experience live learning with their core teachers. There's asynchronous instruction, and that's videos or other activities assigned to your child to engage in that learning. And there's also independent learning. So students will be assigned some independent work to complete on their own. For core classes, all students will take English language arts, math, science, and social studies. Each student, just like elementary, will also have WIN, or What I Need time, and that's for math and English language arts. This is a chance to get some enrichment or extension or intervention based on what the student needs. English language arts and math will be for the full year every day. Science and social studies will be for the full year every other day. And you can see the focus of each of these subjects on the table on the slide. Students who are in the accelerated math track will be able to continue on that track, and 8th grade geometry will be taught by a high school virtual academy teacher. The virtual academy utilizes embedded honors programming in all of our core classes: English language arts, math, science, and social studies. So rather than having separate honors courses, at various points during the instruction, during the course of the year, students will have opportunities available to them to have enhanced rigor in their curriculum. So these opportunities are open to all students. For electives and exploratories, these are semester-long courses. In 6th grade, students will take physical education for the full year, art for 1 semester, and then our Project Lead the Way engineering class for 1 semester. They'll also choose an elective for the year. General music and facts will be fully online, while instrumental music and vocal music will be in person. 7th graders will also have similar elective options. They can choose Project Lead the Way and Art, and those are full virtual classes, or they can choose instrumental or vocal music, and those are in person. They'll also take Digital Knowledge, which teaches keyboarding and computer skills, digital citizenship, and that's 1 semester. And they'll take Family and Consumer Science for a semester. They also have a blended physical education and health class for the full year. Our 8th graders will choose 4 semesters of elective. So all of their classes are choice classes. They can choose between Spanish, which is taught through the High School Virtual Academy, Art, Project Lead the Way Engineering, Film and Animation, Physical Education, and some fine arts choices that include that instrumental or vocal music that are offered in person. These fine arts choices are each full year classes, and they would count for 2 of the 4 choices.
So once again, on middle school student supports, we have lots of great things available to students. And so like they have the Synchronous advisory meetings, and sorry, my dogs were barking in the background, I apologize. In regard to middle school supports, we have multiple ways to gain their support for academic and social emotional. In advisory, that's where they have engagement with another caring adult, and they can also get academic support in there. They're going to build community. They're going to just build those relationships and really know that they have a caring adult for them. They're also going to be able to interact with peers during that time. They're going to get help with different social emotional skills. They will also receive some AVID skills, academic skills that they'll get in there, readiness skills. They also help with organization and study habits, and just overall good skills to help them become a successful student and help prepare them for the next years. They also, if they need support in their core classes, they can meet with their teacher. Every teacher is going to have office hours, so they can meet with their teacher during office hours, but they also can ask for individual meetings with their teacher, or also have group synchronous classes with their teachers and other students, which is nice. Like I said, also, if they have an IEP, they will, we have case managers that will be available to them, as well as students that receive EL services.
Okay, we'll switch gears now again and share a little bit about Virtual Academy in the high school.
All right, so as the students progress through our Virtual Academy and once they get to the high school, the learning model changes a little bit. In the high school, there's no synchronous instruction. It's all asynchronous instruction and independent learning. We're very proud of what our teachers have been able to do to build the instruction, the asynchronous instruction, over the course of the last year. This might include videos and other activities which help the students to take in and to learn various content and knowledge and skills, and then they're able to apply that in their independent learning. Students have the opportunity to take Virtual Academy courses either comprehensively or supplementally. Most students take them in a comprehensive fashion, which means that they are enrolled full-time in our Virtual Academy high school. Students do have the opportunity to take 1 course at a time supplementally. So they would go to Burnsville High School for most of their day, but take 1 class online. There's also the reverse option as well, where students can be in our Virtual Academy, but come and take 1 class at a time at Burnsville High School. I will also clarify that all of our Virtual Academy classes are virtual only. They're not a mix of in-person and virtual students. So it's either one or the other, either classes taken at Burnsville High School or virtually in our Virtual Academy. This slide is just laying out the schedules with those 2 options that I just talked about. So you can see on the left, a student who attends Burnsville High School but takes one course in our virtual academy. And on the right, it's a student who is in our virtual academy who comes to take concert choir, which is an example of a course that is only offered at Burnsville High School. So they would transport themselves to school. They're responsible for their transportation, and they need to arrive for that one period every single day to attend concert choir.
All right.
And
So
go ahead, Michelle.
okay. So there's probably questions about what do the courses look like at the high school. And basically mainstream, we have all of our mainstream options for core classes. We don't offer any advanced courses at the high school at this time for virtual. So we don't have any AP or CIS, which is college in the schools, but you can still take them as a supplemental course. So kind of like what Paul was saying in the slide previous, if you're available to be able to come to the school, you could have a concurrent enrollment, whereas you're going to do virtual school for 6 of your hours, but you might want to come to the school and take that AP World History class if you're a sophomore. And you can come for that 1 hour of the day and just take that one class if you wish. So there's lots of different options for that flexibility if that's something you're looking for. All of the courses you need to graduate. For those that you don't know, I preach this every day, 46 credits. You need 46 credits to graduate from Burnsville High School, and you can get all of those credits through our virtual academy. So it's your core classes. We offer the fine arts electives, general electives, your health, and your PE. I don't know if we decided, I apologize, but if we click on the course catalog, we can give you a quick overview of just what that looks like, if it'll take us there. Yes, so this is wonderful. This is newly updated. So if you go to Burnsville High School and under course, scroll up for just a minute, Angie, just a little bit. Under academics, over there on the right side, you'll see course catalog then under there. Yep, so then you see course catalog and then it brings you up to this page. So if you're looking and you want to know what do we offer just for the virtual academy, click on the tab that says 191 Virtual Academy. And that's going to give you everything that we offer just for the virtual academy. And then if you click on, it shows you the prereqs, it'll show you what grade level can take the course. And then if you click on the course description, it's going to give you a full course description of what that course is. And we have offered not a lot, but we have a few new offerings this year that I think are good for students. We have some new English classes. One thing that I think personally is exciting, and Paul probably would agree with me since he's an English teacher, but we have, when you're a junior and a senior, you get to choose the English classes that you want to take. So if you're interested in like Gothing and Lit, you can take things like that, or like there's a creative writing class, or there's probably, I can't remember what the other one is, like journalism maybe. Those are different writing classes, and you can go over those details with your counselor on what you would need to fill all those slots. But we were able to offer more selection this year for students, and I think that was good for them. So if you scroll through there, you're going to see, no matter what grade level you are, make sure you hit the load more button because it just keeps going. It's very user friendly. So, Paul, you're going to talk about attendance, Paul?
Yep. One thing that we receive a lot of questions about is how do you take attendance if all of your classes are asynchronous? And we have gone through a couple iterations. We've done a lot of studying of various online schools to figure out the best way to do this. For this last year or for the second half of this year and also going forward, attendance has been based on work completion, which means that students need to complete at least one assignment in a class for every class to be counted as present for the week. So for example, I have a number of assignments that I have assigned to my students for this week. As long as they do at least one assignment over the course of the week, they'll be marked as present. If they don't do any of the assignments, then the following Monday, next Monday, I would count them as absent. So that's in every class, they need to complete at least one assignment. And this has helped us to identify at least the very highest of risk students. There are a number of ways that we try to support students. We do have teacher office hours. So most teachers in our Virtual Academy High School also teach at Burnsville High School. So a normal teacher schedule means that they would teach 4 Burnsville High School classes plus 1 Virtual Academy class. So that would be a period of a teacher's day. And within that period, they have time to develop the curriculum, grade, provide feedback, support, and outreach to the students and parents. I've worked a lot with our teachers over the course of the year as we've navigated this new school and this new curriculum, this new way of handling things. And I know that one of our goals is to continue to do even more outreach. Now that we have done a great job of building our curriculum, we know that we can roll over a lot of that and hopefully spend more time connecting with students and parents and families and making sure to do whatever we can to help students find their best success in our Virtual Academy.
So as a parent, how can you help support your high school student? I would say check Schoology at least once a week for their course progress, making sure that they're staying up on their assignments and getting work turned in. Like Mr. Connell just said, like they have to turn in assignment every week for attendance, but it's really important that they're staying motivated and they're getting that work done on a regular basis. Otherwise they get completely behind and then it gets into an ugly spiral of things of overloaded with work to complete. So helping them, hold them accountable to making sure they're getting that work turned in. Also connecting just with your student about specific daily progress, like what did you accomplish today? Because they're not synchronous and it's all on their own, making sure you're helping them set up that time or that study place. Kids laugh at me when I tell them, sit at your kitchen table or at the bar if you have one and do your homework so that you have a set place to get your work done. And but then they'll come back and they'll say, it really helped me focus last night, Miss Henderson, when I sat at the table and got those assignments done. So just helping, encouraging them to get up and set that timeline and stick to that schedule that they have. That's what's important. But also if they are struggling, reaching out to their teachers, helping them connect with their teachers, sending an email maybe to them, to their counselor or admin, just trying to get more support to see how we can work together as a team and wrap around them and give them the support that they need to be successful in the virtual school. And then once again, we have just amazing student support, different things that we can do to help support them. I have a wonderful counseling department. There's 6 of us there, and we're there to help students be successful. We want to see that every student graduates, and that includes in-person and the virtual students. So if a student is struggling, make sure you reach out to their counselor, and we'll do what we can to help them or find the resources they need to be successful. Every student next year will have an asynchronous advisory. So they're going to have that advisor that's going to be available to them every week. They can log into a Google Meets if they want, and they can connect with other students from their grade level and be able to do some of the activities, and they'll get I would say the communication of the school, and hopefully they'll feel more like they're part of the school and the different activities that we have going on. If your student does have an IEP or needs special education services, we will be able to offer them a case manager that will help provide those services. We do offer some special education classes in the virtual school. And we also do offer English learner services as well. So if they need that support, we have that support too. And once again, I'll just reiterate, we have wonderful social workers that work at our school that are able to help. And if they need services, there's lots of different things that we can help with. So just reach out and ask. And if we don't know the answer or we don't know where the resource is, we'll definitely find it and get back to you.
Great, thank you for that information on the high school. So now we'll take some time to answer some common questions, along with give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you might have. So some questions that we have heard over time. One question is, why should I enroll now? Well, we want students to enroll now so that we establish classes and staffing for the upcoming year, similar to what we need to do for any building. So the sooner the better. Can we change our minds later before school starts? Well, if a student enrolls later, they will be put on a waiting list. And if there's enough demand, we'll add more classrooms and more open spaces. If it isn't a good fit once the year starts, can we switch? Well, we hope there's a lot less switching next year, as it can be hard on students and it can mean changes in teacher assignments. But changes will be allowed, and we'll work with families to do what's best for students. If you have more questions after seeing this presentation, you want to know more, please go to our website, www.isd191.org/virtual academy, and you'll be able to find answers to all of your questions. You'll also find contact information for teachers and for Mr. Leek, our current principal, and they'll be able to answer questions as well in the future. Thank you all for your interest in our 191 Virtual Academy, and thank you for joining us this evening.